Camera on. Let's start the webinar.
Yep.
All right. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? We're just great. Before we start the webinar, I'd like to introduce myself and my teammate here. I'm Manur. I am a digital marketing specialist here at Content Studio.
And before Manur comes back and joins us, my name is Heather. I'm the customer success specialist, and I'll be part of the webinar. So I'll have Manur take the lead on this. So please go ahead and continue.
All right. So Heather introduced himself. That's great. Let's start with the webinar. In case you guys cannot hear me, let me know and I will repeat myself. So hi and welcome. Today's webinar is basically how to grow your social media with Content Studio's automation recipes. So we're going to be discussing our recipes. And before we start our webinar, I'd like to quickly go through what we'll be discussing today. So first of all, we'll be talking generally about what automations are, and then we're going to discuss a few of the automations that Content Studio offers. After that, along with that, I'll be explaining the benefits of each automation. And at the end, Heather will be giving us a tour of the automations, and you'll get to learn how to use them. And at the end of the session, we will have a question and answer session. You can pop in your questions in the live chat, and we'll answer them there. We've also got tech support sitting there, so they will be answering your questions along with the webinar. So let's start. So what are automations? Automations are basically there to help put your campaigns on autopilot, which means that everything from the scheduling point of view is being taken care of for you. And that means that you will basically get consistent with your posting because it's going to be handling that for you. So you don't have to do that. Then it saves time for you. Obviously, when you don't have to schedule, that's a task that you don't have to do. And lastly, it helps deal with the volume of content you have. And you might wonder what that is, but we're going to discuss this in detail in the coming slides. But for now, it basically means that if you've got a lot of content, then automations can really help you organize and schedule that. So what our automations do is they help you highly customize your campaigns. And how is that? We basically have very strong, smart filters that you can use to customize your campaigns that best suit you. We've got great additional features where you can add hashtags to your strategies, depending on your likes. And then we've also got UTM trackers that you can add, right? And they basically you can connect our replug, which is another feature, a Content Studio tool that we have, another tool besides Content Studio, and you can connect that with Content Studio and add UTM trackers. So the 7 automation recipes that Content Studio offers at the moment are article links to social media, videos to social media, we've got RSS feed to social media, articles to blog, videos to blog, the bulk uploader, and the evergreen recipe. But in this webinar, we will be specifically sticking to the 3, which are article links to social media, RSS feed to social media, and the bulk uploader. So before we start explaining to you what these and how these automations can help you, let's just first go over how time-consuming the process of posting multiple content on social media on multiple platforms is. So here's a scenario. You've got a lot of content, pre-prepared content. You've got content ready to be scheduled, all right? So you create an Excel sheet and you put on all of that content in there. You put in all of your dates, you put in all the types of content you're putting in there, days, the different social media platforms you're putting that content out on. And when you're done with that, that's when you put it into your PC, right? And from there, you individually log in to each of your social media platforms and post your content there depending on what the social media platform is. And that's kind of, that's a little bit of a hassle, to be honest, because it takes a lot of time and it wastes your time, obviously. So that's where our automations come in and they can really help you. Oh, and by the way, while you're doing all of this, you're also going to be updating your Excel sheet because you will lose track of all of the content you're posting. So That's where, number one, the article links to social media come in. And how these can help you is basically you can share your articles to your social media profiles, pages, and groups. And it's really easy and it's really fast. And we're going to discuss the 20 by 80 by 20 rule or the 70 by 30 rule. Depends whichever suits you better. But we discussed this in the previous webinar, but I'm going to go over it again. Basically, it means that 80% of the content that you're pushing out should be informational, educational, and entertaining content, right? And the remaining 20% should be promotional. And when you think about it, 80 to 70% of content, original content, is a lot, right? And that's why automations can really help you because you can add your own content, yes, but you can also curate content. You can share content from your own socials to your from your own websites and your blogs, right? So talking about how this can help you is the fact that since we've got great AI behind Content Studio, it can help you search for highly relevant content according to your niche. And since we've got advanced keyword and domain filters that use Boolean operators like and, or, and not, it can really help you narrow down your searches. And we've also got filters that can narrow down your content based on the location, the language, or even how recent the post is. And we also provide smart suggestions. So while you're searching for your content, you actually get a view of all the content search results that you're getting. So you have a clear idea of what content shows up when you search for it. And lastly, this is all reviewable content. So you can actually approve or disapprove the content before it goes out live. Then we've got the RSS feed to social media. What is RSS feed? Well, basically, we normally go to different sites to look for content. But when we talk about RSS feeds, the content comes to you. And that's a really great thing because, well, we've got two reasons why it's great. Number one is the fact that you can actually connect your own websites and blogs to your socials. So anytime you upload new content to your socials, to your websites or blogs, you can quickly upload that as soon as you upload to your socials. So that's a great thing to have, right? And then we've got the fact that you can also add any of your favorite domains to your RSS feeds. And from there, it'll pick up content depending on the filters that you set. So we've got great filters for that too. So your audience will definitely get a relevant, fresh, and updated content according to how quickly you want the RSS reader to fetch content from that website. So this is really convenient. So like I mentioned, you can reuse all your old content. And lastly, RSS feeds are great for you if you are a marketer, because obviously if you're sharing website content, your audience will definitely check out your website. And that means traffic, right? Driving traffic back to your website. Then we've got the bulk uploader. So the bulk uploader, here's where the voluminous content comes in. So the bulk uploader basically helps you maintain control of complex and long social campaigns. And what this means is basically you can, let's take this into consideration. You've got lots of images, you've got lots of text, lots of links, and lots of media of any kind that you want to share with your audience. And you'll have to post this individually to every social channel, keep track of it separately. And it can be a long and strenuous process that nobody wants to go through. And so that's exactly where the bulk uploader can help you. So Content Studio offers a CSV sheet template, which is an Excel sheet. So we've got a template there, and you can put in all of this data into that Excel sheet and upload it to Content Studio. And Content Studio will directly uploads that to your social media, depending on the time and date you've set. So bulk loader is kind of like a great tool to use because it's giving you the best of both worlds. And what does that mean? That means basically, number one, you get the convenience of bulk publishing, right? Because you have lots of content that you're posting out, but you also get the precision of a content calendar because you put in all of your dates, all of the times, all of the content, that's all beautifully combined into one piece. It's organized and you know exactly what's going out when. So this might seem like a few extra steps in your process, but really in the long run, it's a lot of time saving And the reason for that is because you can actually engage with your audience. And in that time when you're not scheduling and you've got everything under control, and you can also use that time for researching for new content or for your new campaigns. And lastly, like I mentioned before, this is also highly modifiable. So you can definitely go and review your content before it goes live. You can change it to your liking, add or subtract anything according to you. And lastly, before we jump into our tour, I'd like to sort of mention our media library, because this can really help you while you're bulk uploading. So the media library is a feature of Content Studio, and it helps you host your media assets. So you can actually upload your media to the media library, and it generates a link for you that you can use in your bulk uploader. It's really simple, it's quick, and you can actually export your media as a CSV as well. So you've got content in one sheet. It's also entirely accessible to your whole team, so you don't have to individually email your team members, and you don't have to wait for them. Everything is in one place, so everybody has access to it, and it's really fast. That's kind of it. And I think we should move on to the tour now, the demo.
All right, you can secure the hosting.
Yep, doing that. Heather will take over now.
All right, guys. So my name is Heather, and we've had like a brief introduction already. So I'm just gonna like dive right into it. So let me share my screen with you guys, and we'll just take it from there. Okay, so let me know once you guys are able to see it on your end. So we're going to start off with the first automation recipe, that is the article links to social media, and see essentially how it works in real time. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new campaign. And the first step is to give it a name that is appropriate for the campaign that you're setting up for your social postings. All right. So I hope you guys can like hear me loud and clear. I've got some complaint going on over here, so that there's some echo. If you guys are okay with it, I can continue. Otherwise, I can repeat that. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead, giving it a name. The first thing is give it a name. Marketing. That is what I'm gonna go ahead with. Like give it a real generic name at the moment. Select the accounts, the default accounts that are supposed to essentially be used for your postings out there. So I'm going to select random accounts over here. And now you've got the option how you're going to set up this automation recipe for you. So there are a couple of ways how you can actually begin with that. So there is a way how you can essentially, if you've already set up a custom topic in the discover module, you could also like select that from there. But considering we are setting it up right now, we are going to go ahead with these options like match query and titles only, or you could use this other option that says match query and titles and body content. This will particularly bring in more results, obviously. So further on, there are two ways how you can actually go ahead with that. Either you can just go ahead with the topics and keywords, or you could add your favorite domains as your main sources for whatever you're about to like post onto your social accounts over there. So I'm going to go ahead with the first option over here that says adding topics and keywords. So the first word that we are going to play around with is the word marketing. And further, what you can see right now that that's bring about like tons of results. So obviously we don't want all of them being posted onto your social over there. So we're going to go ahead with the Boolean operators that Manu was discussing earlier on, that uses the and, or, not, and nor options for you. So marketing. So play around with a word along digital marketing. And the results are basically going to get refined as we go on. So I'm going to put in some words pertaining to the marketing and all that. And further, you could also like put in the word over here. Obviously, the word being marketing is going to bring about like lots of results, obviously. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to try to like have them curtailed a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to like get rid of certain words that are not relevant to us. So I can see some stuff that I think shouldn't be in here, or maybe I could just like put in a word like COVID. We don't want that anyway. So we're just going to get rid of that. And let's just see. All right, so now it's down like 30,000 results. Beforehand, it was like plus 60,000 or something like that. So what else? Now, okay, exclude results from certain sources. So maybe we don't want results coming in from certain websites that do not provide you with the relevant information for your audience out there. So maybe you could just like I'm just for the sake of an example, I'm just gonna like copy certain domains out from here. Slowly but surely, it's going to come up, and the results are going to be more refined as we go on. The purpose is that you drill down your recipe to a point that it's basically showing you the most relevant content that you ought to share onto your social media channels over there. All right, so there we go. And there is also an option where you can also like limit your results to certain domains over there, like certain sources that you think are the best means for the content that you're supposed to like share for your audience over there. So maybe you've got a certain website, you can just put that over there, and then you play around with these filters up top over here, just like we've done over here. So what if we just want results coming in from a certain website, and we will be able to see that it's basically going to get like really refined at the end. Before the results basically get refined on the top over here, let's just discuss this bit over here. Our automation recipes and even our normal searches, which lets you basically like find the curated content, have got this option where you can actually like find content based on the regions. We've got like a pretty much comprehensive list of countries over here, so you can actually find results based on those regions in specific languages if you wish to, and how old that post might be, and based on their social engagement. And you can also select the channels over there, and then it's basically going to provide you with all those results for you. And some pretty self-explanatory option over here that does not include posts without the featured images. So it's taken a bit longer than it was supposed to, so just bear with me. Okay, let's just try to. All right. This result is coming in more than the other options over there. So let's see with that. So yeah, you can see now that I have actually refined it just to these sources over there, just for the sake of an example. So I'm just going to go ahead next. And over here, you're supposed to like optimize your posts. So basically they go out with certain options that are more suitable for your marketing campaigns over there. So we've got this option to like include call to actions using Replug. Replug, just to give you a brief idea about that, that's like a subsidiary of Content Studio. It's a paid platform, and it's essentially a link shortener, but it also includes call to actions, retargeting pixels, and it's a whole lot of another platform essentially, and where you can actually get like customize your links, create your bio links over there for your Instagram and all that. So we're not going to go into all those details over here. So just to give you a quick example, like how this would essentially work. Yeah, I would have to like connect my Replug account in order to like use that. So I'm just going to skip that for now. The other option over here is that you can actually include hashtags to your posts. So you have like an option where you can actually like save hashtags from popular influencers, but you've also got an option where you can actually create your own lists, like the ones that you can see over here, like marketing plan and all these, the ones that we have already created over here. So I'm just gonna like select one of them and to just give you like an idea like how this works. So these are like 60 hashtags in it, and now you've got the option whether you want to just like place them, or do you want to like replace your words with hashtags. And what that means is that if you've got a caption for a certain post and it includes those words, they're going to be replaced with a hashtag instead. So right now, considering we have just set it up for review and all that, and we're going to do that later on, I'm just going to use this option for placement, and it's going to like select random 60 hashtags, or you can actually drill it down according to your needs. And lastly, what it's posting variation. So you've got the option to whether you want to go ahead with the default post title and URL, or you could use this other option that says intelligent post variation. So what happens over here is that it uses the AI to filter out the most meaningful sentences out of those articles, and it displays them to you, and you can select the ones that that you think are the best fit for the post that you're about to like publish onto your social accounts over there. So I'm going to use this option for now. And over here, you get to like scheduleize and finalize all what you've planned on the previous 2 pages over there. So you can either go ahead with a custom timetable of sorts. You can switch off certain days if you need to. So for instance, I'm creating it right now on Tuesday. So, and these times have passed. So what's going to happen right now is it's basically going to follow the following available slots in the custom time slot that we have over here. Or you can also go ahead with the regular intervals based on hours, days, and weeks. And you can increase the repetition if you need to. And this is also like a scheduling option, which we discussed in our previous webinar, that is basically adding it to the queue. So essentially all our social accounts, they've got their own queuing schedule that you can actually use to your own benefit. So maybe you've got the audience more active on Instagram on certain hours and different hours on Facebook or on Twitter. So you can actually set up those queues, and all your posts are basically going to go out on according to their social channels over there. So it relies on the social accounts instead of basically the intervals that you set up over here, or the hours, days, or whatever intervals that you set up over there. And secondly, on this page over here, you've got these 2 scheduling options, whether you want to run this campaign continuously starting today, and it's basically going to keep on repeating those recipe options that you've set up over there, and it's going to fetch the posts for you. Or you could put up a start time and an end time. So this makes more sense. Like the use case scenario would be for, like, for instance, if you're doing like a sales campaign or a promotional campaign out there, and it's supposed to basically run between certain dates. So you can basically put those dates in between, and when the end date and time comes in, the automation will run its course and switch off automatically. So and over here it says that it would like to fetch the post in advance, so you can actually review them prior to their postings, and that is the option that you would want to check mark over here. So once I hit done, okay, yeah, my bad. I'm going to start this option instead. And right now it says that 48 new posts will be scheduled for your accounts, considering all the options that I have set up in these previous pages over there. And voila, that's it. And from this point onward, it's going to start coming into your planner, where you would be able to essentially review them and accept the ones that are relevant to your niche over there. So let me go ahead and use, okay. So these are some of the queued posts. All right, not bad, clear that. All right, so essentially they would look like that on your end. So you can see these are coming in from another automation recipe. It takes a while before it basically starts generating those posts out there, like those 48 posts that was mentioned earlier on. This is for another RSS recipe that's basically being run simultaneously. And you can actually approve of them, you can reject them, and you can also like actually approve them in bulk, delete them in bulk, and making sure that you don't waste a lot of time on each individual post if it is already set up from one of your social media managers and all that. So that's essentially how easy it is to like set up an automation recipe. So I'm going to move on to the RSS feeds to social media. And if you guys have any questions, please drop your questions in the live chat, and our tech team will be basically responding them simultaneously. So right now, what we have done over here is that I've already set up an RSS feed over here. The reason I did this prior to this webinar was because it will take some time to basically pick up all those articles for you. So I'm going to edit this one. Essentially, it's the same process. You give it a name, you select the accounts which are supposed to be used for the publication. You can also use content categories. We've discussed that in our previous webinar. And right now, I'm just going to skip that, go on to the next page. And over here, you will put that RSS feed link that basically publishes all that content, and you want that to be published onto your social channels without basically you getting involved with each individual post and getting them onto your socials over there. So you just put your link over there. You've got the same options. You can use call to actions and a replug and all that. You can use hashtags. Other post variations include that you can also use meta description, the text between the title and the featured image over there. And this is the one that we've already discussed. So I'm just going to go ahead with the default post titles and all that. And over here, that's the most important part. And it says update frequency. So what this means is that whatever options you select from here, it will essentially take that time into consideration. And if I set it up to every 5 minutes, what's going to happen is it's going to crawl that link after every 5 minutes to look for new content. So if there is new posts basically being published after every 5 minutes, so that's unlikely though. And it will basically get posted automatically onto your socials over there. And you can also like set up a limit, like how many of those new posts are supposed to basically go out. If you like select one over there, so the most latest post from all those other postings over there will be posted onto your social accounts over there. So, but other options over here include that will also provide you the option to review it. That is the adding to the queue option. So you can also like select that. You can select the number of posts which are supposed to actually go out. And this option is hidden because I did not select that from the first page over there. So I'm going to go ahead with this every 5 minutes and see what happens over there. All right, so we can always go ahead and have a look at those posts that are basically being generated and basically being picked up from that RSS link that we have set up. So that is your content type. It's marked clearly over here. These are scheduled posts, and these are actually going out on the queuing schedule for each of your social accounts. And in this case, I've just selected the Facebook page over here. And you can actually approve of them. You can reject the ones that are older, or you don't want them, whatever reason that may be. So lastly, we are going to move on to the bulk uploader. So as Manur has mentioned, this relies on the CSV file. CSV file will be it's easily editable, and you can always like use Google Sheets for that if you want that. So you have to like download a CSV file template. You have to just follow the format and the rules within that CSV file, as you can see over here. And I've also got it open over here. Let me know if you guys can see the Excel file over here on your end. Can you guys see that? All right, let me go back over here. Just give me one moment. All right, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to upload it real quick over here. And I'm just going to basically just uploading that template file over here. It's basically going to include the 4 or 5 different types of bulk postings that you basically can use using the bulk uploader. So I'm going to go ahead next, select the category if I need to. So why not just like going to go ahead with one of these. So it automatically selects the accounts associated with this category. As you can see clearly, it picked up all of them all by itself. And over here, you can go ahead with the custom time slots that are in that CSV file, whatever date and time format that you've chosen for it. Or you can go ahead with the regular intervals based on hours, days, weeks, adding it to the content category. And according to the content category that I've selected, it says that this will be the date and time that it will use if I go ahead with the content category option, or go ahead with the adding to the queue option, which obviously relies on the social accounts over there. So I'm going to go ahead with the CSV file and see how it goes. All right, so this may take up a couple of seconds over here. So in the meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I will share the, okay, it's actually not taking that long. So let's just get done with it, and we'll move on to the media library, where I will be able to show you how you can actually use your existing media assets and exporting them into a CSV file, and then using that Excel file for this bulk uploader automation recipe for you. So 2 of 5, 3 of 5, and it's going to be done any minute now. All right, there we go. So it says 5 posts are ready to be approved, and none of them have any errors. So essentially, they do not have any errors pertaining to the date or any captions or anything like that. They're all good to go. And I could just like click on this option, approve and schedule, and it's basically going to go out on all these selected accounts. There we go. It's out of the list. Or you can actually use your bulk approval options over here as well. And or if you need to like make any adjustments, make any customizations to the existing post over here. So this one is a text with the image post. That's the type of the post. That is why it's coming up in the caption over here. And over here, you can essentially just open up your composer, your intuitive composer that has like tons of options in it. You can use your recommended times and all that. So not gonna really delve much into this and move on to the next bit over here. So yeah, that's how easy it is to use the bulk uploader. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to approve all of them. Now you're all done, good to go. They're gonna be in your planner. You can always go ahead and have a look at them and see how they're scheduled and everything. Okay, yeah, it's done. Continue. Yep. Back in the planner. All right, these are the posts going out on different timings. That is the content category that I selected for it. And if I just need to like actually verify that which one of them is based on which automation recipe, I could just like filter it out. So these are the ones with the bulk uploaders. So 5 of them already coming up over here. And even though they're approved right now, you can always make adjustments to them at this point as well. So coming on to the media library, that is the last step over here that actually involves your existing media assets, or you can essentially upload them using direct links, any media asset link that's like a free property use, and you could just like put that link in there and you can upload it over here. You can also use Pinterest links, find Facebook, put Facebook links in there, but it also actually allows you to like search content using the Pixabay, Giphy, and you can connect your Dropbox, you can connect your Google Drive, and you can actually essentially like upload your content from your computer as well. So it's a one place where you've got all your cloud-based content present, and you can use that with a couple of clicks. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead with some random images from the media library. And you can actually see, if you click on any one of these files, you would be able to see their, that is the storage link. You can copy that, and you can also like paste that onto your CSV files. But an easier way would be to just like use this option over here, export it as CSV. So now what's going to happen is that I will receive an email with that CSV file, and that will be basically real easy for me to just download it and upload it onto my bulk uploader automation recipe. So let me have a look and see if I've got that email. Yeah, there we go. All right, it's downloaded. There it is. and I'm gonna go ahead and upload that. All right, it's going to be named as media-content, and along with the date which you basically create the CSV file. That is how essentially it will look like. Going to go ahead with the next. Then it's the same process, and gonna go with some, yeah. All right, there we go. So you've got the description and all that in there, and you can make the adjustments and approve of them. And yeah, it's that simple. So there isn't much to basically really ponder about this process right now, because it's already done and dusted for you. But if you need to like make any adjustments to it, your image is already there. That's the image that, because I didn't get a chance to like really make any adjustments to the CSV file, so it's automatically picked up the image slash the link for that image over there. Your image is already in there, and you would be able to make all the adjustments and set it up according to your needs. So that's pretty much from my side, and I'll have Manur take over and continue from there. So please, over to you, Manur. Great.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Right, so that is the end of our demo and the webinar itself. Now we're open to questions and answers. So you guys can pop in your questions in the live chat and we will answer them for you if you have any. Yeah, so you guys can pop in the questions in the live chat and we will answer them for you.
All right, guys. So yeah, where do you find the RSS feed URLs? So Julie, your RSS feed URLs are basically going to be dependent on you essentially. So if you do find a source, and our Discover module, it actually has an option over there for RSS feeds, and it will actually let you find the best feeds pertaining to whatever you're looking for. And you can copy those RSS feeds over there in the automation recipe as well. And it's essentially, the purpose is that you use it for your own website or your own blog, where you've got your blogs being published and everything, and you can set it up over there so that it automatically posts onto your social accounts over there. And all right, so yeah, there's also an answer over there for that. Okay. Would love to see the bulk uploader integrated with Dropbox. We store all of our images there prior to loading to CS. So yeah, we will definitely take that into consideration, Brian. That's an excellent suggestion, and I would suggest that you go ahead on our feedback portal over there. You could just like click on that question mark down there on the platform, and there's an option where it says a request a feature or something like that. You could just hit that and put up your improvement suggestion over there, and we'll definitely take that into consideration. Will I be able to change the picture of post? Why is it when you select the blog post with pictures only, you still end up with post without pictures? Health alert remedies. We will definitely have a look into that and see what's going on over there. And it could be something local to your end, or maybe we'll have to definitely have a look into that and see what's going on over there with the blog posts, why they're not coming up for you over there. So image sizing over different platforms, how's it handled? So image sizing is basically, we've got this our own built-in option over there. That's the Doka editor, and it allows you to essentially select the best suitable aspect ratios and all those options over there, whether it's an Instagram post, whether it's a LinkedIn post over there, and you can actually edit that in real time over there. And you don't really need to rely on some different software to basically edit your post over there. So that's already taken care of. What else? Could you show us an awesome RSS content within tech? Due to the shortage of time, I would love to do that, Jens, but you could play around with the tool. As I said, there's an option over there in the Discover section that says feed, and there's also an option over there for insights, which lets you basically get you the best options, the best feeds and the best sources over there. Whatever keyword that you put in over there, it will allow you to basically like find the best sources over there, and you could just like copy paste them onto your RSS recipes, and it will work for you like a charm. Chris Hendricks, actually I have a valid RSS feeds, but the system won't accept them at times. Is there a certain type of RSS? Chris, we will definitely have to like have a look into that RSS link that you're trying on your end, and see if whether that link has a problem, or why is it not basically being accepted by our system. We'll definitely have a look into that. You could like send us you can shoot me a quick email at support@contentstudio.io, and we'll have a look at that RSS feed. Certain times RSS feed links, they get like outdated, and the stuff in them is basically not being renewed like it's supposed to be. So you might have to like look into that. And sometimes it basically like times out due to like quite a lot of requests coming in on that. So we'll have to look into that, whatever the reason might be. Will there be another webinar regarding the other types of post automation? Definitely, Tom, we will be having another session where we will be discussing the evergreen recipe and the rest of the automation recipes. And we'll go into quite a lot of detail for that, because evergreen is quite a lot of a very comprehensive automation recipe that basically involves you being able to like recycle your original content with different variations and all that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of the questions over here. Sure, if you guys have other questions, you could like go ahead with that. All right, so yeah, I think that will be the end of this webinar. We will have another webinar. We will be discussing the details for that over emails, and we'll keep you guys posted. And we're gonna have these sessions on a regular basis, so we'll be keeping in touch with you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and it was a great session, and we'll be answering the rest of the questions if you have like particular questions that you guys have mentioned over emails, and we'll definitely take care of them. Thank you so much.
It was great having you guys. See you in the next webinar.